go to the frame tool in Photoshop. You can find it in the toolbar. And if you can't find it, go down here and try and find it via the toolbar edit. So with this, you've got two options. You've got rectangular, you've got square, as well as circular or elliptical. Well, I'm going to go with this one, rectangular. So what do you do? Just simply add it. Just drag and add your frame to your image or picture. It might be black and white, might be whatever. However, you can resize it, but you can't rotate it. You can't do anything like that. You can resize it, reposition it, move it around using this frame tool. Key panel for this, layers, and that's in the window menu and layers. And you can see here your frame. As you move it around, as I move that around, you can see it repositions. And you can see this been here. So now this is what's going to be the contents. This is what's going to be in it. A picture or whatever is going to be included here. And you can use this for collages, lots of different things. And you can have 50 or 60 of these if you want. I'm going to create 4 or 5. Now I'm just going to create that one. And I'm going to create another one. So it got that one there. Now, if you want it to snap nicely, key thing is view and snap. Make certain that's on. And you've got here snap to guides, etc. Just really useful for that. And you can go up there, snap it that way, just resize it, reposition it, and you can see the result there as well. Now, you can't put it on top. You can't create on top. However, you can reposition it on top if you want to. You don't have to have them on top. Just have it at the side, snap to it nicely. I think that looks better, but you can do it if you want. And you can, however, again, you can't create it inside that. You actually have to create it outside and then drag over if you want to do that. And you can just position it like that and snap again, snap to there and resize. You can have gaps if you want, keep it completely empty. Don't have to fill it at all. So you can just resize that, and I'm just going to add another one there, just down the bottom there and there. Now I'm going to leave this bit empty. Doesn't have to be filled at all. Perfectly reasonable to have gaps. If you want to go back to one, just simply go back here and select. You can just select it any time. So as you select it, you'll notice that it's highlighted as it's selected. And that's with the frame tool there. Now you can also use the move tool. But I'm just going to use, for initially, I'm just going to use the frame. So file and place. And now you can use embedded or linked. I'm going to go with embedded, perfectly reasonable as well. But linked is fine. And just select a file. Now you've got, see there, a picture of London there. And it's actually the same picture as the other one. And you can see you can move that around. Now, as you do that, what happens, it crops it. That's what it does there. You can just see it there. This is the one I'm working on. So there's that one there, just there. Now, to actually resize it, you're just going to have to use the move tool. Can't resize this thing. And as you do that, you can see what happens. It crops it. Now, if you find the background a bit distracting, let's just change it. Don't have to go with that one. You could maybe go for edit and fill black. Doesn't have to be obviously a photo itself. Maybe that makes it clearer. And again, simply go down there and you can select it, resize, reposition it. And if you decide, you know what, I can resize it. So select that bit. That's the key thing. You have to select that one. If you want to use the photo, select that. Get that one. And you can then resize it. You can use, of course, the frame tool again. Now, the frame tool obviously is useful for creating them. Once you've done it, you can do quite a lot just with the move tool. And again, you can reposition those and resize and so on and so on. Up to you. Go for the next one. And again, you can see it there, selected there. File, and again, place embedded. Go and select something else. Another street scene in London. Actually, I think it's probably going the opposite direction. And you can resize that, make it really focused on a particular bit. Maybe the sky, or maybe the building or something, or the bus. You can just reposition it like that. And again, you can select that one, and you can see it again because of this. And again, file, and place embedded. That's probably St Paul's in London. Now this is in 2012. This was around the time of the Olympics, London Olympics. You can see there you've got that. And you can reposition it. You can still continue as long as you've got that selected, this one on that side. If you want the picture frame, the actual frame, you can select that. And then you can resize it. You can change it. You don't have to keep it the same. Resize it, make it smaller, bigger, whatever. Resize the whole thing like that if you want to. Also, you can duplicate it. So if you decide, you know what, I want to duplicate that one. Now, sometimes what happens when you're duplicating this, it will end up making a mistake. You'll make a mistake with this. You can deselect everything. So you can deselect all these. So you can deselect everything else. And now it makes it easier because you hold down the Alt Option key and you can duplicate that. And you can see that just makes it easier because sometimes you might find that you duplicate the other thing or you're duplicating the image instead, which is not what you want to do. But it's useful to just deselect everything or get rid of that again or just delete it. Don't have to have it. You can just delete that layer, the whole thing, just get rid of it. Frame and contents, remove it. And then you go back to them, make certain they're on again, you can put them all back on again and then continue to add. And again, if you decide, no, this one, you haven't got anything there yet, go to File and Place. And you can add some more. So let's just add another picture. That one's going across the bridge towards the globe, as well as the Tate. The Tate is really worth checking out. The globe is also amazing, really worth checking out as well. Walk across there. And you can see the final one up here. You've got this one. And again, File and Place Embedded. And obviously there, I've got the Thames. So I'm just going to select that. Place, and you can see the design there, and I can just drag that across like that. And you can resize it, obviously heart's content, and there. And again, resize it. You can look at it and think, oh, you know what? That one there. You can see the picture, you can see there. You can make it bigger or smaller. So if you decide, you know what, that's wrong, so let's just select that. I can resize that, just drag that down. Make it a bit bigger, make portions a bit wrong, position it like that, and so on and so on. So you can create all kinds of really complex collages, obviously more complex than this, maybe 30 or 40 in this image if you want to. And of course you can come back to it later. You can always change your mind. You know, you think, oh, you know what, don't want that. Want that one there. I don't want that picture. I can just simply go to File and Place Embedded and select a different one. Don't know what that is, no idea. That building there. And go so on, just change it, maybe make it complete like that. Just resize that, reposition it, and so on. And you can do that over and over again. And also, of course, what you can also do is you can apply effects to them. So you can go to Filters, and you can go to Blur and Gaussian Blur. So maybe you decide, you know what, I want that slightly blurred. Don't want that to be as sharp as that. Of course, I think it's better it's sharper. But you can apply a blur if you want to. Maybe add some text, add some gradients. All can be done via here. And you just simply select this and then manipulate it. Just reposition it. You decide, you know what, that's a bit better. Maybe that could be bigger. Maybe that you want that instead. And so on and so on. You can just change your mind. Now, what you can do, once you've done this, you've created your design, you've got all your layout, lovely. And then what you can do, you can always go and save it. You maybe have 20 or 30 of these sort of collage templates you could set up. Go to File and Save As. Save it as a PSD. That's the key thing, PSD file. So if you're saving it to disk, definitely PSD. But you can also, of course, save it to the cloud. That's another great option. So save it to the cloud, and then you've got a whole load of different templates that you can come back and just access. And just save these and create multiple copies. And of course, once you're happy with your designs, you can always go to File and you can then export them, etc. as PNGs and much, much more. So for this design, very quick collages using this tool, which is a really good tool, really worth checking out, the Frame tool. Hope you found this of interest. Thank you much.